this is
obstacle.
Obstacle.
Uh-huh.
Obstacle. So this is way, and the goal of screenplayer is to make
Screenplayer or screenwriter?
Screenwriter, of course. Screenwriter. Goal of screenwriter is to tell to people this story for the most emotional way. People have to feel every moment the most emotional difference. So from euphoria,
Every? What do you want to say?
Just a second. Euphoria.
Euphoric.
Euphoria.
If you want to say euphoric way,
when you feel that everything is so, when you feel happiness and brightness, and like under influence of drug or alcohol, you feel euphoria.
You feel euphoric.
Euphoria.
No, euphoria. Okay, euphoria is the noun. Okay.
Yeah, euphoria. Yeah, it's noun.
It's a noun. But
euphoria.
But if you want to describe something, then you say euphoric.
You are euphoric.
Yes, there you go.
Euphoric. You are euphoric. And in the next moment, you feel desperate. Can I say desperate?
Yeah, desperate. Desperate to do what?
So, desperate about something, about the character from a story that you, I mean, auditory has to love them, the characters of screenwrite or then movie or TV show. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What is the screenplay and what is the screenwriter? What's the difference?
Screenwriter is author who writes the screen.
The author.
The author who writes the screen, and screenplayer, someone who play this screenplayer.
So the the screenwriter writes the screenplay. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think yes.
All right. How long is the screenplay?
It depends on goal you have as a screenwriter. Okay. Because if you have TV show with 12 episodes,
a TV show,
or a TV show with 12 episodes, or maybe 16 episodes, you have 12 or 16 or maybe 8 parts, and in general it's 52 minutes. So it's if you have it's a sheet of paper.
One page.
Of course, 1 page for 1 minute. So if you have 51 or 52 or maybe 53 pages in each part of the work, and it's a long story. It's a really long story, and I hate it. But when it's something for movie theater, yeah, and it can be from 90 minutes to 120 20 minutes, and it's another way of storytelling. This is like difference like from styer and sprinter in running. So when you are styer, you have a long distance, and you have to breathe.
Breathe.
To breathe, breathe. You have to breathe, and breathe long enough to reach your finish in this long distance. And in short movie, no, it's not short, but 90 minutes for everything, for just introduce your character and finish his and develop his character and finished the story. It's another kind of breathe. It's short breath.
Short
Active.
breath.
So I breathe,
yes.
but I have breath.
Yes.
I breathe, and this is my breath.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly. Yes, that's how it goes.
Really have to breathe.
Yes, you
keep
do.
My breath.
Yes, you do.
I really have to keep it.
How many screenplays can you make at the same time? Is it possible?
Yes, I had the experience when two or more works was in one time. It's absolutely
Exhausting.
But question is that works is not when we send your your editor or your producer 2 episodes.
Yeah.
You have you have a gap because they have to read it and make some decisions and make some maybe they have some questions and they ask you to change something. And when you have this gap, when you wait for them, you have time for another project. It's absolutely exhausting.
Yeah.
It's not a way for live. It's not a life at all. But it can be. I had this experience here.
Wow. And how long does a screenplay? Okay, how long does a 120-page screenplay last you to write? Average.
It depends. I absolutely sure that it's not normal actually, but in our last when we worked with a TV show, 16 episodes. It was 3 episodes per month.
Oh wow!
So it's it's very. I think I know it's faster than in general. We work.
It's arduous. Arduous.
Yeah. Arduous.
Yeah. Yes.
Arduous.
Yes.
Arduous. And normally, people can work with one screenplay for years, and it's normally. But in our situation, it was 3 months, 4 months. But it depends on. We had situation few 2 or 3 years ago when our producer, really big producer, it's Oscars level. He had 4 nomination for Oscar for best international best film, and he bring our screenplay was written. It was written.
Yeah.
It maybe it had been had written by another person, but he wanted it to be rewritten totally, and it was lot of time. It was 2 months and gap, and then 2 months and gap. It was few years and a lot of variants of the screenplay. And finally, they filmed it, but they changed it it's about absolutely. It's not. How can I formulate? Just a second. It wasn't creative purpose why they changed it. It was political purpose.
Really? For political purposes?
Because one of our most loved characters in this screenplay was historical, and it started from scene of killing Russian Tsar Nicholas Alexander II. And we like this. It's very cruel and hard scene, but it shall be in this place. But they decided that no tsars can be in this genre.
No what?
No tsar, no king, Russian king, tsar. Just a second.
You mean the emperor, the king?
Emperor, yeah.
The czar. See, yeah, it's like this. The czar.
Tsar.
Like Nicholas.
Tsar. Yeah. Nicholas the second. Not Nicholas. Alexander the second.
Yeah.
It was a tragical story because he was killed by terrorists, and it was story of genre. It was horror story. There are a lot of dead bodies and ritual killing and maniac and this very interesting. And it was like general story about terrorism, which was born many years ago. And it was serious enough for us. We understood that it's not only play, it's not only genre, not only for just go to cinema and feel some shivers. And they changed everything. And this is as a screenwriter works.
Wow.
And this is our life.
Wow, that's crazy. Are you working on? You said you're working only on Russian, Ukrainian books?
Yes, we tried. Actually, there is, you understand, we can't work in English, and I think it's impossible. I know some Russian people who try right now. They try to work in English in Hollywood, and they have their projects, but it's such a so our way is another way. We sold the rights of filming of our books, and people hire another authors, American natives, who can make these screenplays based on our books.
Yeah, but
they are American professional.
Yes.
They know structure and facture and everything they need to write the screenplay, but it's based on our work. This is our way right now, and we have a first big deal, not in Hollywood, but in big British studio, and with American showrunner.
With an American showrunner.
An American showrunner, with an
Okay.
American showrunner.
Okay, very interesting. All right, thank you so much for sharing that. Um, what are the requirements to be a screenwriter?
Requirements, it means something that you have to know,
Yeah.
requirements, it's
Yes.
question to you who you are and what you can to do. Yeah.
Yes. What requirements? Education, credentials, or what? What do you need to know?
Education. Education is good, and there is a lot of way to receive and have the education. Uh, but me especially, I have no special education. I am an actress. As an
Okay.
actress, I understand structure of dramatical pieces, dramatical works.
Uh-huh.
And my husband, he is high educated screenwriter.
Okay.
So 25 years ago, I started work with him, and my experience and when we worked together all this time, and it was my education,
I see.
motivation, I think, and understanding of how does it work,
How it works.
how it works,
Okay.
how it works, and understand motivation and understanding how it works. I think that is requirements,
Okay. I think those are requirements.
the requirements.
Okay. And why did you decide to do screenwriting? Was it something that you decided or something that you fell into?
Uh, I think both.
Yeah.
Because,
Okay.
because when I met my husband, he was working
With
their
with.
with with with
Uh,
with their
uh-huh.
screen right, and one of our first journeys when we go somewhere together was it was how can I say it? Was some lack of choice of nature for film. Can I say choice of nature?
I don't know.
So
What do you mean?
uh, it was group of cinematographers.
Ah.
They went by bus to mountains,
Ah,
Mountains,
The Carpathian Mountains? Yeah,
Carpathian
yeah. Romania?
Carpathian, not in Romania, but next to Romania in its east part of Ukraine.
Yeah.
Uh, no, west part. West part.
Wow.
West part of Ukraine, and there were mountains, and it was screenplay of my husband. I saw how did he work with it, and
Uh-huh.
it was absolutely magical feeling because
Uh-huh.
it was a movie between Soviet and post-Soviet,
Right.
and it wasn't as I understand now, it was absolutely naive,
Uh-huh.
and this film wasn't produced
Produced.
was produced at all because it was 90 years in Ukraine and
Ago?
no
90 years ago?
huh?
90 years what? Ago or during 90 years?
1990s. I mean
Ah, it was the 90s?
1990s.
Ah, okay, okay.
It was 95.
1995. Uh-huh.
1995,
Okay.
and everything was stopped. But I remember this magical feeling when you you can you create someone or tell the story to someone, and then we started to work together, and so this is why we now are here,
I see.
and this is way who brings us or brought us to this point right now.